welcome back to this segment of personal hygiene. It's getting quite exciting, and the interaction is even more exciting. I think we have started something good amongst you people, and I like it. Last time we talked on post-sexual hygiene, and I'm sure you got your post-sex hygiene all going well. But then now we have the issue of, am I tight enough? Am I loose? What's up? I give birth, I've popped like 3, 4. What's happening down there? So that is what we're talking about today. And with me, Valentine Yakere. I am a personal hygiene specialist with Beautiful and Clean. Now, some of the myths that have been there is that for you to tighten your vagina, you actually need to insert things down there. I mean, I've heard all sorts of things. I've heard that people actually insert some sort of leaves that you get from Central Africa or something like that. And there are stones. I know of Kegel balls. I have heard of lemon being used in different ways. I have heard of people dipping tampons in lemons and or using cotton wool and just putting it inside the vagina, that it's going to make it tighter. I have heard that people put in ice cubes, so many things. And all of these, I believe, are out of low self-esteem or feeling that your vagina is not good enough, it's not tight enough. Maybe somebody actually said it to you, but it can get to that, but on a very small scale. The only way that you can keep your vaginal muscles strong is by doing the Kegel exercises. In the previous video, we had talked about the Kegel exercises, and the Kegel exercises are those exercises where you actually suck in your vagina, you know, like suck in your vagina and suck it out. And you can do that from either of the bowels, you know, like it's like you're holding in urine, but don't do it when you're urinating, just any other time, even when seated down, when buying stuff in the market, in the bathroom, anywhere, in the matatu, driving. You can do your Kegel exercise anywhere. You can do them fast. You can like suck and suck out, or you can suck and hold and suck out. That is the only way that you can actually strengthen your vaginal muscles. It is the only proven way. All those other ways are just misleading. And remember, inserting items and stuff into your vagina actually could get you sick. And you just don't want to get down that road of gynecological illnesses, because sometimes they can get nasty, especially when you're under treatment, but you are still keeping on inserting things. The other thing is birth. The vagina is the birth canal, and many women actually wonder, I mean, when I start popping them out, do I actually get loose down there? What happens? So during birth, you pop up the child if you are having the natural birth, and sometimes the space between the vagina and the anal region, it could tear itself up, or the medic could tear it up in something called the episiotomy. But it is not always the case. And even when that happens, it could be stitched back and it will heal itself back. After that happens, you are encouraged to actually do the Kegel exercises. You are encouraged to do them as soon as possible from that period. It is important that after you have given birth naturally, you keep your vaginal area clean. If you are using a sanitary towel, the mother towels, it is important that you change them regularly. It is important that you clean your hands before you change them. It is important that you take at least 2 or 3 showers a day, because at that point the vagina is extremely vulnerable. So, I mean, how long will it take you to get back to action as far as sex is concerned? There is no set time for that. It is both psychological and physical, your physical health and your psychological preparation as far as that is concerned. But after you have gone for your clinic to after birth, the doctors could advise after that, depending on your psychological preparation. And of course, you will follow the sexual hygiene that we discussed after that. The other thing is, as we talk about tightening the vagina, even as you grow older, if you do not maintain the hygiene of those balls, the Kegel balls, they could actually bring you an infection because they have material that is likely to carry bacteria and transfer it. You know, like if you store them improperly, they could just carry the bacteria into the vagina. But there's this new thing in town. Well, maybe I'm old school, so it may not be very new, where women actually stand at ease over some sort of a burning jiko or a burning something and literally smoke their vaginas in an effort to try and tighten their vaginas. They burn all sorts of stuff, put all sorts of leaves, and they say that when you smoke it in that way, the heat and all of that is going to make it strong. The other thing is hot and cold water, and they say that when you bathe with cold water or when you bathe with hot water, this happens. Actually, they say that when you bathe with hot water, it expands the vagina because, I mean, when you put hot water on meat, it expands it, so you're supposed to use cold water. Well, you are supposed to actually use warm or cold water, but the logic behind it is not expanding of the vagina. It's actually the pH level of the vagina, and actually if you are having sex and all that, making the skin vulnerable by using hot water. So we should actually use lukewarm or cold water, that's okay, but the logic is not about the expansion. What I would want all of us to know is that the vagina is a muscle. It is not something that you influence externally. It is something that can, the only way to strengthen a muscle is to work it out, not any other way. You cannot hit it, you cannot love it, you cannot do all that stuff. The only thing you can do is work it out. And you have seen the best way to work out a Kegel muscle, or rather a vagina muscle, is to Kegel it. So girls, ladies, let us just love our vaginas for what they are. Do the Kegel muscles, the Kegel muscle strengthening exercises, and do not insert stuff into your vagina. Just let your vagina be. Love her for who she is. She is pleasurable only if you keep her clean and nice, okay?